We are doing the collective tarot reading here with Scorpion Goddess, and we're going to see what the cards and spirit has in store for us from September 12th to September 18th. So take what resonates and leave what does not. Stay tuned. What's up, you guys? It's me, Juliet, the Scorpion Goddess. If you are new here, before I get into my reading, don't worry, it's going to happen real quick. But before I get into that, I want to say, please subscribe if you have not yet. I am almost monetized, and this is what I do for work. I'm an intuitive tarot reader. I am a Western tropical astrologer. If you guys want to know what the astrology forecast is for the month of September, check out the description box down below. You can see that video and see what are the main transits and all that stuff happening for the month of September. Now, before, we do all this, I hate asking because it sounds really annoying, but seriously, give this video a thumbs up, hit like on it, because it really helps get these videos out into the YouTube algorithm. When they see more likes, they put it out to more people. And the more people that hear these readings have a better idea and more guidance on what's happening, And like I said, I read intuitively. So, and I've been, if you're really new here, I've been reading tarot. Like, I got my first deck when I was 11, and I am now in my 30s. I have a crap load of Pluto energy in my astrological chart, which is all about intuition, the unseen, the underworld, getting through the darkness and doing that taboo stuff. So I have this naturally in, this lifetime. So whatever. Anyways, what I'm trying to get at is I'm good at what I do. And if you don't believe me, check out my reviews, check out the comments, check out all of my social media, all the stuff down below in the description box. The people speak for themselves. All right, with that being said, let's get into this tarot reading. So I want to see you guys what's going on. Before I started pulling, or before I started recording, I was picking up a lot on frustration for this week. Headaches, migraines, stubbornness, feeling like all scatterbrained all over the place. Like, I want to take care of this and this and this, and not really having the right direction. I feel like there's a lot of motivation, but not the right direction in how to have that happen, and bumping heads or running into issues. I mean, yes, we do have pretty much every planet in retrograde right now, but just intuitively picking up on that, especially like headaches on the right side, standing out as well. All right, so we have 3 major cards that flew out. And the Chariot is right here. So last week we had the Chariot. We're dealing with the Chariot again. And we also have the Wheel of Fortune and the Justice card. So this is something major. I feel like, though, this week there may not be a lot happening within the planets, but internally or in our personal lives, there is something major to take care of. I think this might be where these headaches and stuff like that are coming from. I'm seeing some sleepless nights. I see people staying up late and going over notes, paperwork, stuff that they have to take care of, last minute stuff. This could be receiving news too with some legal things that you guys had pushed through before. So maybe there's some money coming in your way from a legal dispute, or information from a legal dispute, or having to pay some tickets I'm seeing as well. I think you guys need to be careful. I see somebody getting pulled over too, so be careful driving. You know what I mean? Be on top of, make sure that your lights are, all taken care of. Let's see. I think we're in this place this week of, we just finished this Pisces full moon, but I see a lot of us are still in this down place. Like, if you look at the Wheel of Fortune, this is obviously a wheel, and it goes around, which shows that there are cycles. And at the bottom, there is that low vibration, that darkness. And before we have that, we have the Chariot. And the Chariot is trusting, you know, these two funky looking guys in the front, right? They're trusting that to see that, you know, I'm putting my trust and my life in your hands, that, you know, we're going to be heading, you're taking me in this direction I need to go in. And right now, that direction might not feel so good, right? But as always, it's a cycle. And when you're up, good. And then now there's something else that needs to be taken care of and revisited and redone. And it feels stressful, overwhelming. It could even feel depressing this week as well, that I'm picking up on. But this is where that balance has to come in. With good, there's bad, yin and yang, light and dark. And sometimes we have to be in and embrace that darkness. I think a lot of us really need to tap into doing shadow work this week. And if you got some kind of woof feeling when you heard me say shadow work, this is for you, especially for you. You need to tap into the shadow part of yourself. This is saying you need to embrace that darkness. And a lot of times this just comes with accepting that part of you. Just accepting that part of you, that it does exist. That bad parts, that mistreatment, whatever that is, it exists and it just wants to be accepted. And when you can come to terms with that and embrace it with all of its, you know, passion and whatever it comes with, you know what I mean? You can come out stronger within yourself. I think this is more of, I mean, yeah, there may be some financial, legal stuff, right? But I think within that, it's a lot deeper and it's more emotional and spiritual that needs to be connected with. And if we go again, talking about with the planets, pretty much everything is in retrograde right now. And that is all about the internal revisiting, going over things, and really doing some deep soul searching. That's what this time is about. And the Hermit's standing out. I didn't pull the Hermit, but it's standing out. We get the Page of Swords. This could be a week where people say things that they regret or don't mean. An apology happening later in the week of something like, oh crap, I shouldn't have said that. I would advise that you should really think long and hard before you react and say something. I think this is a week that would be best spent alone, doing meditations, all of that kind of thing, instead of being out. And as I said that, my camera said 444. Fours are all about grounding, stability, okay? This is what we need to work on, that grounding and stability within ourselves. Doing that shadow work. How can I stabilize, ground myself, come, you know, solid? How can you do that when you're lacking that shadow part of yourself right here? This little demon guy. We all have a little demon guy inside of us. He just wants to be accepted. That's it. He doesn't need to act a fool. He just wants to be accepted and be like, listen, this is how I am. We all have that within us. If you don't accept it, you might have some issues. Another thing too is, like I said, there might be some arguments and stuff like that coming about this week. You got the King of Cups, Star, the Emperor, and the Queen of Cups. This is a lot. This could be a lot of personalities that we're bumping into as well. Well, this could be a lot of aspects of ourselves that we're getting into as well. And Saturn, I'm hearing Saturn is coming in and saying like acceptance, holding yourself accountable for the things that you have done or who you are. I think there's a lot of stuff that we may not want to take care of this week. We have been avoiding things. I don't feel like doing this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to get this paperwork done. I don't want to have this conversation with this person. I don't want to reach out and take care of this thing. And it's been, I don't want to do my laundry. I don't want to mop my walls. I don't want to boil the water with the bleach and all that stuff before I do. But you need to. You need to, right? You need to. And the King of Cups with the Queen of Cups at the beginning and the end, and the Star and the Emperor in the middle. This is using a lot of your intuitive, emotional intelligence and bringing these two, the masculine and the feminine, right? We got these two cards, and we started out with the Chariot. This is the epitome of the divine masculine and divine feminine right here at the bottom of these cards. The white is the divine masculine. The black is the divine feminine. Hello, right here. This could be your own parts of yourself. You could even be dealing with, like I said, multiple personalities. But I think this is really embracing the two of these things and knowing how to stand tall and confident. That's the word I was kind of commenting. That confidence within ourselves. And to get to this place, we got to be kind of vulnerable. We got to be kind of raw. We got to be kind of really real with ourselves. What have you been avoiding and being like, I don't want to say that, or I don't want to deal with that. That makes me uncomfortable. Get into that uncomfortableness, because that's what you need right now. You cannot persevere and push forward and go into this direction until you learn how to trust in that rawness, that uncomfortability, that different part of you that makes you stand out and unique to everyone around you, and really own it of who you actually are. And, embrace this part of that emotional intelligence of yourself. It has to come with acceptance, and that's where we're going to bring in this balance, right? And we're dealing with, I only pulled personality and major from the cards, right? So this is all different types of personalities around us who may be observing this, somebody around us that this is happening to. Or again, we have different parts of ourselves. We have different parts of our personality that we show to people and that we keep to ourselves, and different people get different personalities and traits of us. Not everyone gets the same part of all of us. So I think this could really be embracing every single personality, aspect, character trait that you have of yourself. But I think this is something that really needs to be done alone, and it's going to have this major impact on you by the end of the week of this growth that you do have. But again, I think that this will be a week that needs to be spent alone, more independent, more growth that way, instead of dealing with outsiders. Now, if you have to deal, like if you're put in a situation where you have to, deal with somebody, because I did talk about having to take care of things that you've been pushing aside, just be aware that we have all these planets in retrograde right now, especially Mercury. So this could be miscommunications and arguments happening. So really think before you speak, because you don't want to end up saying something that you regret later that you cannot take back. So, and don't put anything out there too. If you're like writing an email or whatever it is, just make sure it's not something that's going to come back and bite you in the ass, because I see that happening. So just be very careful and on top of your words before you communicate them. And that's where this emotional intelligence is coming in too. Before you react to it, make sure that you're very grounded. That's why I was picked that 444. That number might be standing out this week too. So if you see 4s, 444, pay attention to what you're thinking about, how you're feeling at that moment, and how that is a message in itself for you. Now, doing that emotional intelligence and that grounding, this is how we can really better communicate our feelings instead of reacting on how we feel. I feel a certain way. What do I do with this emotion before I jump into something again? You want to make sure that you're communicating in the best way possible. You want to see, for clarification with these cards we're pulling, what are some other things? 8 of Cups with the Knight of Pentacles. 8 of Cups. We just had this full moon in Pisces too. I think again, I'm getting back to, I had a message like this about a week or two ago too, that I did on, it was last week. It was last week on the Media Rise podcast. So if you guys are interested in listening to that segment, it's called Tipsy Tarot, and it is in the C block of last week's episode. I believe it would be 96C. And that is in the description box down below. You can go directly to that as well. But that same message that I did on that podcast, I'm seeing right here, it's embracing this darkness. somebody may have a message or, you know, an offering or something to deliver to you. Or you may be doing the same thing. You may be delivering a message to somebody, but this is going to be something, this could be something of the past, but I think this has a lot to do with that low vibration stuff. And we all have it, and we have to embrace it, okay? It's not all, I know there's a lot of people, a lot of readers on here that are about like positive affirmations and high vibration this and blah blah blah. Yeah, that's great, but this exists too, okay? And on my channel we keep it real, and because I'm a Scorpio and I got all that Pluto 8th house energy, we keep it real over here. All right, we embrace that darkness and we persevere through that. So this is what this is talking about: walking away from situations that are not for us anymore, but embracing that lesson that didn't feel good and moving from that and moving through that and using that as a way to transform and transmute other things around us. Being like, I've been there, I've done that, and I know better now. And again, I keep going back to the King and the Queen of Cups with this emotional intelligence. This is the theme of the week, is that emotional intelligence. Growing from that darkness, that shadow self, embracing that, accepting that, and growing with that is this entire week's theme. And this is all internal stuff. So again, the cards are really saying like there could be some offerings and, you know, whatever it is, take for you what feels that is best for you and your highest self and your growth and your progression. If it is something that you have this feeling about that is like, don't do that, listen to it. And another thing is, you know, there could be a lot of anxiety this week too. Don't confuse your intuition with your anxiety. Anxiety is loud and obnoxious. Intuition is soft and subtle, and it's something that you just get this and initiate, I don't know, some kind, Mercury's in retrograde, okay? Some kind of word that's like that, where you're like, like before you leave your house. Not the anxiety being like, make sure you made the door was locked. It's that little feeling of, don't forget your chapstick. And then you leave and you don't listen to that. And you're like, oh my God, I should have brought my chapstick. I got this cut now, or whatever. And you're like, damn, that's what I should have listened to. The anxiety is the, make sure you double check all the locks and everything. And, you know, so there's a difference between the two of those things, right? So really pay attention to that. Now I want to pull some, I'm seeing stuff with the mouth too this week. I think that's why we need to watch our words. So if you're getting like canker sores, cut on your lip, what are those things called? Cold sores, a sore throat, anything like that. I think this is the universe's way of being like, watch what you say. Are you paying attention? Are you listening? So I see that happening too. I think there's some things that are really cloudy as well that's really standing out with these clouds around here. So the information, again, may not be what it seems. May not be what it seems, you guys. So think before you speak. Embrace yourself before you act on something, and just make sure that you are fully grounded before making any kind of decision. This is a week of a lot of monk work, is what I'm hearing. Monk work, meditation, sound waves, listening to the sound bowls, grounding yourself, sitting in something and embracing it. Now, what are some messages or crystals we can work with too for this week? All right, we have the golden healer quartz. Open the door. Open the door to your shadow self. Open the door to your, everything that you got to take care of. Open that door. Again, where is it? There it is. Being raw, being vulnerable. You got to open that door. Even if it feels icky and, I don't want to do this. This is a confirmation right here. This is a confirmation right here. Open that door of yourself. And, you know, sometimes when it feels like, oh my God, everything's closing in on me, there is still something that can be done about that, and a window that could be opened. And in this case, it sounds like a door. So, you know, don't let yourself put up limitations and restrictions of what you can and can't do, because in this world, there's infinite possibilities. It's just a matter of what we are open to receiving and taking action on. We have the ability to do these things. Now, some may have more humps and hurdles to get over than others, but there is still a possibility. That's what I'm going to say. There is still a possibility. Some have more struggles than others. Some will have more limitations than others. But we all have the capability to have that infinite abundance to reach. It's just some of us may have more obstacles in the way than others. Wow. All right. I hear you. Ignite your passions. Ignite your passions. Got it. Yes. And protect your energy. Black tourmaline. Again, this is a week where you really want to just pay attention to you, yourself, your thoughts, how you're speaking and communicating, the emotions you're having, the anxiety, the everything. Black tourmaline is one of my favorite stones and crystals to personally work with. So I'm hearing like just put that crystal in your bra, walk around with it, keep it in there, put it by your door, your front door. Make sure you lock your windows. Hearing that too. Make sure you lock your windows. We're not messing around with any of that crap. And really igniting your passion. What is it that you love? What are you passionate about? What's your drive? Follow in with that. What have you put on the back burner that you've been ignoring and pushing aside because you got to take care of all these other things? You got to take care of your kids, your husband, your wife, your job. What about you and what you love? You didn't just come on this earth to take care of everybody else's stuff and push your things aside and your hopes and your dreams and everything to be miserable and pay bills on a floating damn rock in space. No, you came here with a life's purpose, and you need to tap into what you're really passionate about and what you really do love, and protect your energy. Say no. This week, say no to people. They invite you out. No, I'm good. You want to come shopping with me? No, I'm good. Somebody's texting you, I need help with something. No, I can't. Why? Because there is that shadow work, that shadow self that needs to be worked on, and you're not in the place to be expanding yourself this week. You're not in the place to give and give and give like you typically are, because now I just got to focus on me. And maybe next week, catch me next week with Tarot of the Week. We'll see what's going on. But, this is the week to have those boundaries. I mean, if you want to go out, go out. But what I'm saying is, have the boundaries. You know, say no or don't answer if you just don't feel up to it. That is okay too. That's where you're protecting your energy. It may not even be a personal thing. It might just be like, yo, I don't even know what the hell's going on right now. Like I said in the beginning, I got this intuitive feeling of scatterbrained, energy all over the place. So, this was Tarot of the Week. Remember to check out the September forecast if you haven't yet. And give this video a thumbs up because I need the likes to reach out to people. And I will see you guys next week. Oh, and comment if you made it this far. Comment. Is there a genie emoji? If there is, comment a genie. If not, comment something that you would think would be close enough to a genie. All right. Bye, guys.